Well, welcome in, everybody. I am your host, David Wood. I am visiting with Charlie McIlvain, director of the Visitors and Convention Center here in beautiful Granbury, Texas. And I tell you what a great facility you have here, Charlie. This is awesome.
It is. We're really proud of this facility, David, and it's working extremely well. In fact, we're seeing, it's paying dividends to the community. If this facility weren't here, there'd be a big difference on where the economy is in Granbury. In fact, in the near future, in the next 7 or 8 months, we've got over 40 days of multi-day conventions in town. We've got hundreds of delegates that will be coming in. They'll be staying in hotels, bed and breakfast. They'll be eating in the restaurants. They'll be shopping on the square and other venues throughout the community and be taking advantage of the entertainment opportunities. So when we have conventions in town, it really pays big dividends, and this facility gives us that opportunity to host those conventions. And it's not only area and regional conventions. We've had delegates from about 40 states that have been right here in Granbury since this facility's been open, and we're approaching our 3rd anniversary in October. So it's something the citizens can be very proud of. And in addition to the convention delegates, it works very well for local venues. Taste of Granbury this week is a prime example.
Taste of Granbury, always a great event. Everybody talks about it. Of course, we've had the market roundup. We've had a lot of different things. But tell us, it's a tool for the community because, these people come in from various places abroad and around, and even our area people, they come in here for some of the events and some of the happenings that go on. But tell us a little bit about the facility and what all you have here that's offered to the general public that may not know.
Well, that's a good point. In fact, we have about 18,000 square feet that is dividable or divisible by many different directions. We're in the main ballroom right now, but it can be divided anywhere from 1 to 6 rooms. And again, anything from theater style, classroom, banquet style, or any type of function. When we put this facility together or designed it, we tried to think of every conceivable concept that could be used for a convention center of this size, and so there's a lot packed into this. We have state-of-the-art sound system. We have a variety of stage sizes and locations and setups that can be used. Dance floors, entertainment venues. The acoustics, we felt like they'd be good, but they are exceptional. So when we have entertainment taking place in here, it's always good. And then upstairs, we've got one large meeting room that will accommodate about 200 people and 3 boardrooms that can accommodate 25 people per boardroom. And those boardrooms can be opened up to where we can accommodate 75 people in all 3 of those with the air walls that are in place.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of flexibility in this facility. We can set it up where there are plated menus or buffet style. We have a catering kitchen, and that was designed intentionally so that the restaurants in Granbury would benefit. We have about 22 approved restaurants that meet the qualifications and have all the credentials required to provide food service in this facility. And so as a result, we've got it really has a wide variety of options that are available to the public.
The other day we were walking around and I said, "Is that what I think it is?" And you said, "Yes, that's our dance floor." We had it stacked over there and everything. You can hold private meetings or private parties for people that may want something of that nature too.
It's just the right size for corporate retreats and small conventions. We've had functions in here in the lower floor with banquet seating between 480 and almost 500 people. But ideal size, 250 to 350 for a convention is really ideal because we can flip the rooms, we can keep the conference flowing, provide meal service, and then while we're cleaning up in one area, they can be in another area meeting. So you bet, it's a very flexible facility with, and especially with the boardwalk out here. This is the one thing, our window wall here on the south overlooking the Lake Granbury, and the boardwalk sets us apart from any other conference center anywhere in the Southwest.
You know, the weather's changing. It's so pretty outside, and today with that cool, crisp wind, you can just kind of walk down the boardwalk, and you can look at the Comanche Peak in the horizon there, and you can actually see 377 bustling and going through, and it really gives a really neat feeling for people coming in from other areas, and they go, you know what, Granbury's a special place.
Well, it really is, you know, and with the window wall that raises up, we can extend the function space right on out to the boardwalk. We've got portable heating system out there that if somebody even in the dead of winter wanted to have a function and part of it be hosted on the boardwalk, we can accommodate them. So we're very flexible, and we encourage all the businesses and the civic and service clubs and what have you to consider bringing their conferences and their conventions and meetings and board retreats to Granbury, because we can certainly accommodate them.
I don't know why anybody would not want to use this facility. It is just awesome, and like you say, state of the art. It's a really state of the art. Now, I know in your business, Visitors Bureau, you have to network with a lot of other people in the community. Some of the businesses, of course, the hotels are extremely important, and I've been notified that our hotel vacancies and actual occupancy has went up since the convention center's come
it has gone up since the conference center's been in, and even though the economy's a bit in the doldrums, when you look worldwide, tourism has had a negative impact, and it's hurt a lot of communities. And it's hurt here. We're not where we were in 2008, but we're 8.5% above last year, which is a good thing. Our sales tax numbers are up 10%. So we know visitors are in Granbury. They are here and spending time and money and what have you. In fact, a prime example of visitors coming to Granbury is this weekend with the Harvest Moon Festival.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. There's something always happening in Granbury.
That's our tagline. You bet. Absolutely. Something's always happening in Granbury. And we put that tagline together because we have a lot of competition. That visitor dollar can be spent in any number of locations throughout the state or the United States or the world. But we want the public to, when they're thinking about a weekend getaway or a conference or something where they can bring a group or even small groups of friends, you know, they can say, well, we could go to McKinney or we could go to Fredericksburg. We don't know whether there's anything going on or what's happening this weekend, but we know we can go to Granbury and something is always happening in Granbury. And that's exactly why we came up with that tagline, is even if they don't have an opportunity to plan ahead and they show up here for a weekend, there's activities and things to see and do that will keep them entertained.
I'll tell you what, and that is true. There is always something happening. If you can't find something, you're just not looking. And I'll tell you, one of my big things growing up here was, you know, the 4th of July. Everybody talks about the 4th of July and what a big event it is and how fun it is. But my favorite time of the year was the Harvest Moon Festival, and it's this weekend, and I can't wait.
It is, and this will be an exceptional weekend for visitors coming in because there's, again, something for the entire family. And not only the family, we have a pooch parade where people dress up their dogs and bring them in. But we've got pumpkin eating contest and pumpkin cooking, and of course, another big program is the quilt show that takes place right here in this facility.
Love the
for 3
quilt
days
show.
this weekend. So you bet there's plenty to do. We anticipate a large crowd on the square and entertainment, wine tasting, the gunslingers, the Granbury gunslingers will be out and doing shows. We have a tractor show and the antique engine show, which takes place in Lambert Branch Park, and then at noon on Saturday, the tractors drive through the square in a parade.
Wow.
So that's always fun to see the antique equipment and the antique tractors coming in. So that's just one more venue. In addition to that, the flywheelers will also have the old light plant operating in Lambert Branch Park. So if you haven't had that opportunity, it's a great experience for the family and for kids that may not understand or know how electricity is generated to come down and go through the old Granbury light plant.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that we have that here, and it is so neat for young people to go by and actually experience that. One thing I'm really excited about on Saturday, because I know they're going to be here, it's the DFW Blues Band. Have you had a chance to hear those folks?
They're excellent, aren't they?
They're awesome.
You bet.
And what time do they perform? Do you know?
I'll have to look.
I think they're here 10:30 to 1 p.m.
10:30 and 1, right.
And that is an awesome group. If you have not had, if you like music, all branches of music like I do, and you like blues bands, this band will totally amaze you.
Well, and we've got a religious group entertaining on Sunday. We've got Michael Alexander, who is exceptional.
Very good.
He studied opera, but his music genre is just across the board. He can sing and do almost anything. In addition to like you say, the DFW Blues Band, Heather Roberts' band will be here. So there's plenty to see and do and keep everybody entertained over the weekend.
Also at
Harvest Moon Festival.
Also at 3 o'clock, don't forget, it's a parade. We always got to have a parade. And
this is kids in costume.
They do a great job at it too. And last year it was very nice. This year, we're going to get to experience a little bit better look on the square too. Yesterday, I saw them planting the sod on the grass is around the courthouse. They started working on that handicap ramp, some of the steps. You can see the progress coming along.
Fences down, it really looks great. This will be the first time in 2 years that we haven't had to contend with construction sites. So absolutely, this is, if nothing else, it's worth coming down and just seeing the courthouse back in its pristine condition and beautifully rejuvenated.
Yeah, absolutely. And when that thing's finished, we'll all stick out our chest and we'll forget about the pains that it took to get to that process.
That's true.
It is finally here. Tell us a little bit more about what's going on.
Well, I was going to say, in addition to Harvest Moon, we have entertainment on the square most weekends.
Yep.
On Friday and Saturday evening. So we encourage the public to come out and look around and spend time in the shops, take advantage of theater opportunities. But there's a number of different types of entertainers that are here on Friday and Saturday evenings as a general rule. Also, last Saturday night gallery night, the last Saturday of every month, the art galleries are open with artists and activities taking place for individuals to go through and see the art, purchase art. Usually refreshments are in each of the galleries. There's various entertainment activities in the galleries, in addition to the entertainment we have out on the square. The entertainment also at Langdon Center and the Shanley House at the Art Center. So again, that's the last Saturday night of every month, and plenty to do those evenings also.
You know what I like about the artisans here around town is they've really showed up strong for those nights, the gallery nights, and you'll see the artisans on the square, especially during this time of the year when the weather's starting to get a little cooler and a little bit nicer, it's a little bit more comfortable. They'll be around the square actually doing their art and showing how the process. And a lot of younger people are new people to the crafts. They can go down there and learn from these experts.
They really can, and we have some world-class artists here in this area. So we're very fortunate in that regard also.
Absolutely. Now,
there's some other things we need to talk to also, David, and that's some of the theater and entertainment activities, including the Opera House has some exceptional shows. We have very talented individuals locally that do community theater, and right now they're doing Ghost in the Theater, which is a little bit of a takeoff on probably a local ghost that probably sticks around that has a history. I won't say any more than that because I don't want to spoil the punchline.
You're scaring me. I don't know if I can go see that show. I know it's good. But I don't want to be scared.
You need to. We've got local artisans involved there that you'll enjoy seeing them. We've got another community theater project is Blazing Guns at Dry Gulch, which is a western or a melodrama. And then during Christmas, we'll have Christmas Treasures from December 8th, 11th, 15th, 16th, and 18th. All that is community theater. And then on the professional side, we've got Who Wrote the Book of Love. We have the North Pole Musical Express. We have Christmas at the Movies. And any of the old movies that had Christmas themes over the year, White Christmas and and Miracle on 34th Street and what have you. All the music that were in those
wow.
Christmas shows will be performed there at the Opera House. And then probably one of the big things, one of the highlights that the Texas Family Musicals are bringing in this year is a tribute to Roy Rogers and Dale Evans. And this will take place on December 9th and 10th. There are a few tickets still available, I know, on Friday evening. I think Saturday's almost sold out. But Dusty Rogers, Roy Rogers Jr. will be here, and his son, who is the grandson of Roy Rogers, Dustin Rogers. Now, the great thing there is that Dusty does music and sounds a whole lot like his dad did when his dad was in his 40s.
Oh, wow.
And then Dustin is the grandson, sounds like Roy did when Roy was in his 20s.
Oh, wow.
So anybody that was a Roy Rogers and Dale Evans fan need to get in on this show. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see these. This show is normally, it's out of Branson, Missouri. They'll have the new Sons of the Pioneers also here, which Roy Rogers was the individual that developed the Sons of the Pioneers years ago. So that's a show that you won't see anywhere else in Texas without coming to Granbury.
And if you're familiar with Roy Rogers and some of his works, Dale Evans, you'll want to come to this show. And if you've never been exposed to that, you'll want to come to this show. And what I like about the Opera House is that you can take your grandkids to your grandpa, and you will not be offended by the material that's there.
Correct.
It's going to be something that the whole family can go
clean, and the entertainment is just top notch.
You can't say that about the movie theaters or the cinemas nowadays, because you just don't know what you're going to walk into.
You know, the cast that they bring in, again, we're fortunate to have the community theater because we've got some very talented individuals that are here in Granbury. And then from the professional side, these cast members are individuals that have degrees in theater arts or music with a career path towards Broadway. And so as a result, Mike Skiles interviews and auditions about 5,000 cast members every year before he selects his 35 or 40 member cast. They come from some of the big music schools throughout the United States and the theater arts schools. And so we really have cream of the crop. You're going to be seeing individuals in the productions here that in 2 or 3 years will be on Broadway.
You know, what I like about walking around the square at night is sometimes or even in the afternoon when a matinee's over and that sort of thing, is you see the people coming out of the Opera House, and they always have a smile on their face.
Absolutely.
So it must be good.
It is. You know, and we have some other, in fact, we're really fortunate. We've got some new venues coming into Granbury. Even on the square, we've got several new restaurants. The Brazos Smokehouse will be doing a soft opening this weekend in the old Stringfellows restaurant. And there's others coming along and around the square.
I know that Hollywood and Vine is leaving us on the corner, but a new restaurant has purchased it, and they're coming in, and there's going to be a promise of great things there. And that'll bring in other people coming in and keeping the courthouse full and moving around. And it's not all about the square. You know, there's some outlying areas, a lot of good things happening just off the beaten path, so to speak.
There are. In fact, one of the new examples is the Rio Brazos.
Absolutely.
Which is a new dance hall and music hall, which is destined to be one of the grand old dance halls in Texas, along with Green and Lukenbach and what have you. In fact, you know, their opening act will be coming up in November, and who else but Willie Nelson to open that facility on November 10th. 12th, I'm sorry.
And I tell you what, they've already told me that you're going to have to, you know, just knock somebody over the head to get a ticket to this thing, that it is sold out already, and it is going to be just a sparkling event. Now, they are going to have a pre-opening. Walt Wilkins is going to be there on the 10th. And have you ever heard Walt Wilkins?
I have not.
Walt Wilkins. He usually used to do the pasture party that they did every year.
Right.
And he has a big following here. They'll be there on the 10th.
You know, another group that they used to have on the party in the pasture is the Bellamy Brothers.
Yes.
And they'll be here November 26th. We've got George Jones on December 2nd, Clint Black on the 17th of December, Charlie Robinson on December 23rd, and the Randy Rogers Band on New Year's Eve. So,
Absolutely. And
or Mark Chestnut actually on New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Randy Rogers Band on December 30th.
And they're even going to have some local artists that are basically up-and-comers in the Texas music scene. Steve Helms, January the 20th. And I know that that's going to be a big show because he has a big following in the Cleburne, Granbury area. And he'll be bringing in a lot of people there, too. So there's a lot of big stuff coming.
Tommy Alverson on November 19th, another local that's very popular, and Casey Donahue coming. So we're excited about Rio Brazos and opportunities that I'm confident that will bring a whole new market into Granbury. And when those individuals come for these entertainment venues, they're not just going to come in and stay the night. They will stay the weekend. They'll be shopping. They'll be dining. They'll be experiencing the other venues within Granbury.
Absolutely.
So this is a whole new opportunity that will be opened up to us.
It's fantastic. I tell you what, something always happening in Granbury.
Absolutely is. In fact, that's our tagline, and we use that same theme throughout our advertising campaign. We're doing a lot of social marketing these days, and you're seeing us on websites and on Visit Granbury and GranburyTX.com, and so we're getting much better known to a whole new generation of visitors due to the social marketing aspect that we're involved in.
Now, is the conference center, is it on the Facebook? Does it have its own Facebook page?
It does have. Well, it's part of GranburyTX.com.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Go out there and see that.
So take a look at that. But we also do a lot of advertising in other publications. We do Meeting Planner's Guide, and we've got an arrangement with them. We're right here on the contents page.
Oh, that's awesome.
The agreement with them. We're in Texas Tour and Meetings, which is the tour companies and the small meeting planners. Texas Town and City, which is the municipal government organizations, the fire chiefs, police chiefs, the various associations associated with municipal government. So we're in there. We're in the Buyer's Guide for group travel. We're in the Meetings and Events, Texas Meetings and Events publication. And these are just a few. We also advertise in Texas Monthly and Texas Highways and the better known publications. In fact, we were selected by Southern Living magazine as the one of the top 5 small towns in the United States,
yes.
Not just in Texas, that's in the United States to visit. So we're very proud of that this year.
And look at this huge,
you bet.
huge ad.
And this is an ad that's in Indulge magazine,
yes.
and in the Star Telegram. And the great thing about this, we have 17 partners with us that participated in this ad, that bought into this. So again, that's part of the commitment that we see. Most of these are merchants on the square and Granbury Square Plaza, but they are here, but it also talks about the arts activities and the studios and the galleries that are here. So again, something is always happening in Granbury.
Always.
Plenty to see and do anytime anybody's here.
Absolutely. And if you have not had a chance to experience this lovely conference center, come on down. They'll give you a little tour. They'll show you around, and they'll book an event for you.
You know, one thing they might also want to think about is with Halloween coming up, we have ghost tours every Friday and Saturday night throughout the year. But that company also has a new cemetery tour on Friday and Saturday. So what better way to celebrate Halloween than come down here, get involved in some of the special events, some of the entertainment, and some of the ghost tours.
Absolutely. And if you have any questions about it, you can visit them at GranburyTX.com. You see a list of all of the events there. Something always happening in Granbury.
You bet.
I tell you what, it's been a great visit.
Thanks,
and,
David. Always a pleasure to be with you.
We will be back for more sometime soon.